welcome to the podcast. We've got Myles back. So obviously where we left off, I think it was 3 or 4 episodes ago, was on Bradley's. Now you were just waiting to get your rods out, weren't you? So,
that's right, yeah.
So for those that listened to that episode, talk us through what happened after that, mate.
So not long after you left, got all the rods, and obviously all the bait was all out, sort of a couple of hours getting it out there, but got it out there in the end, and 3 rods out there, and I think it was just gone midnight. I had the first bite.
Right.
I can't remember what it was now. I think it was like a little fully scaled, probably about 17, 18 pounds.
Yeah.
Then I had another one, which I think was a common. My memory's terrible. Yeah, I'm sure it was a common, about 28 pound.
Yeah, nice.
Now I had another mirror in the morning. I think it was mid-20, but sort of like a nice dumpy sort of clean-looking mirror, so that was good. And off to work about 6:30 and
lovely, tired.
Yeah, it's a bit tired, but yeah.
I suppose if they're equally gapped like that through the night,
yeah, it was literally like every hour.
Get back in, just drift off. Were you sort of putting the rod back out, or was that just
I was just rod in and then in the sleeve, like going to work on there, because it was a really tight spot, and where I was fishing it was an awkward cast. I was going fishing down a margin, and sort of to get it over there, you had to sort of like go around a tree, and it was too dodgy to try and get it out in the night, so I thought I'd just leave it one. Freeze enough in the night, isn't it, on a work night?
Yeah. So what happened after that? That wasn't your last session, was it?
No, I'd done a few more trips after that. I think it was... When did we do that podcast?
That must have been...
Was it beginning of July?
Yeah, it must have been, yeah. I think it was episode 98 or 99.
Yeah,
so,
something like that.
Yeah, I think some 3 since. So yeah, it probably was.
So, yeah, I think I've done another 2 weeks after that, sort of catching... No, I think I did slow. I wasn't doing every night. I think I was doing every 2 work nights.
Right,
like sort of 2-3 work nights a week.
Yeah.
Still catching like 3s and 4s. Yeah. Then I think I'd done a long weekend, and I was meant to be doing some filming, like...
That's
sort
right.
of got cancelled.
Yeah, that was
on
on Sunday,
carried on, done the trip, and got amongst them, like.
Yeah.
And sort of went well. None of the big ones. I think the biggest I had was 37 in the end, but sort of it wasn't the best looking fish, but it was big.
Yeah. So what did that sort of bring it to the end? I mean, when was the last session on there?
I think
that was.
It was the 10th. I think I finished on there. It was the last trip. Yeah. So I'd done like a 4-night trip.
How many fish did you say you ended up with?
I had 38 bites and lost 4 or 5.
Right.
So done alright.
Yeah, it's good on there, isn't it?
Yeah, it was alright to be fair. It was a good little spell of fishing, like a lot of effort and sort of time went into it, but
and a lot of bait.
Hell of a lot of bait, but it all paid off, didn't it?
Lovely.
It was worth
That's what you want. Yeah, and obviously like I think we said before, when you're going and you're like priming spots, you sort of go to bed feeling pretty confident.
You do, yeah. Especially when you're doing the work nights, because you're leaving 7, you're back at 5, and you're sort of still thinking it's probably still happening. They're still out there feeding. Yeah. Especially the amount of bait I was obviously going in.
Yeah.
But no, it was good. I did enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Obviously, then after there, you had like another non-publicity water.
Yeah, that's right.
How did that go? 'Cause obviously,
to start with, I think after the sort of Bradley's, so there's a few jealous people, and that sort of annoyed me a bit, and sort of I think I had about a week off. So I just And then I think it was the following weekend I actually turned up to this lake in particular on a Friday. Yeah. Sort of mooched around. It was fairly busy. Like by the time I get down from work, it's sort of like 5 o'clock. I just wasn't feeling it. Yeah. And then sort of thought, what am I going to do? So I actually went home, me and my girlfriend. Yeah. It was Saturday morning. I'd done a big van tidy, emptied the van. Yeah. I was like, I know where I'm going. Like loaded the van, stupid amounts of bait. Yeah. We went up to the lake in question. Like sort of, I think I just got there probably midday. Sort of mooched around. Sort of had a massive strong like southwesterly. Right. Sort of didn't see it. Seen a couple like sort of on the wind bank, but you couldn't really fish it because you'd be too exposed. Yeah. So I remember I sort of set up as like you had like 2 points on there. I sort of set up on the 1 point off the back of the wind and just middle of the pond. Really, I thought I'd just go from there. Sort of found a spot, sort of quite blatant sort of gravel area. I thought that'll do because it's a really weedy lake. Right. Okay. So I thought literally 2 casts went bang, peaching. I thought that'll do. Yeah. I think it's probably 4 or 5. I put like just 2 rods out there, spun a big bucket out as I do. Put about an hour and a half, 2 hours spomming. Yeah. And sort of felt quite confident, even though I hadn't seen anything in that area. I don't know. I just had a feeling, sort of middle of the pond. I thought they would turn up, or something might turn up, or at least like the Sunday morning I'll be able to see where they were, sort of for the coming trips. Yeah.
Is it a fair sized lake?
It's about 80 acres. So it's a fair sized lake. Stock's probably 30 fish, if that. Yeah. So it's quite a tricky lake. Yeah. So say. Yeah. And sort of for whatever reason I did not sleep that night. Just between the mozzies. To start with, it was under the stars. And it got to like probably 1 in the morning. I sort of had enough. So I was throwing my hair off. started setting a bivvy up, and I heard a fish show. I thought,
Right.
well, that sounds close.
Yeah.
And I think it was about 2:30. I heard another one, and that was it. I was up all sort of night, and from about 4 in the morning, sort of out in the waves, because like the swim you set back and you couldn't see it up. It sort of stand out in the waves, and you could see the whole lake.
Right.
I remember seeing them sort of probably 300 yards away, like down to my right. Sort of thinking I should have maybe moved like a swim down as such to try and get a bit more on the wind.
Right.
So it's still early first light to 40. It might happen. And I sort of got to 5, 6, and I was that tired, like my eyes were stinging. I thought, I'm going to have to go to bed for an hour or two, because I got work Monday morning.
Yeah.
I reckon I was literally in the bed, I don't know, 20 minutes, and the right hand rod's just absolutely ripped. So sort of straight, quick on it. Like, I had the tips up really hard, because the weed, like I said, was like from the bank, like the peg, to like 50 yards out, was just solid, thick Canadian up to the surface.
Right, crikey, yeah.
Obviously, I was playing it, got it out of that, and it's come up to the top. Kite sort of left a bit, then right, and then just sunk down in weed.
Yeah.
I remember it was solid. So I just like, and normally I've always got my boat with me, and it to my is in the van, but this lake was like a really long walk.
Yeah.
I thought I swim in that, I just spun.
Yeah.
And sort of 2 or 3 minutes feels like an hour, doesn't it? You got fish weed up, feels like a lifetime.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember saying to my girlfriend, I need the boat, I need the boat, I need the boat. I was panicking, like thinking, first bite, you want to get it in, don't you?
Yeah.
So I sort of had the rod up high, and I actually sort of like just started putting the rod down, sort of on the rest. I thought I'm gonna have to run round to the van, get the boat, but it's gonna be like 10 minutes or so. As I've sort of put the rod down, like back on the rest, it's sort of like the rod tips just started bouncing, and then sort of come free. So I picked it up slowly, like sort of let it take a bit of line, sort of maybe like come free.
Yeah.
It's just come up to the top. I thought, how sound to started gaining line. It's kited right and gone over the back of another weed bed, sort of like the big band of weed, like 50 yards sort of thick.
Right.
So there's a bit of like a wooden platform, so I sort of go up on that and just like got the rod as hard as I could. Solid again. I was thinking, bloody hell, what am I going to do? Like this is, like I said, it's probably about 12 foot of water, and it's literally top to bottom. And I reckon it'd been a good 6 foot sort of backing on itself, underneath. Sorry.
Yeah.
Same thing again. 2 or 3 minutes later, it sort of slackened off a bit, and it came up to the top again. Sort of started gaining it, and it's sort of kiting round left, and sort of the weed to my left was a bit thicker, like 30 yards. Remember, it sort of come round literally like the sort of the weed bank as such, and like 20 yards to my left, it locked up again, solid. I was thinking, I can't lose the fish 20 yards out. I was thinking, I've got to get it in.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen it at that point, but it did feel right. But then from the off, it had a lot of weed on it, so you just never know, do you?
Hard to tell, yeah.
Anyway, sort of come free after that eventually, and then I see a big sort of head pop up. I thought, that looks right.
Yeah.
It sort of turned side on. I thought, yeah, that is alright. A big like, jet black common. I thought, fucking happy days. So bundled it into net and rang me mate, and like my mate fished the lake previously again, like sort of put me onto it.
Yeah.
I said, I've got a big common now. He said, there's not many big commons in there. So I sort of looked and I was thinking, well, it's definitely like mid 30, upper 30. And I sort of weighed it, it was 35. I think it was the second biggest common in there.
Right, okay.
So I thought, first one, I thought, if I can't put a foot wrong, I sort of carried on from Bradley's, just it's sort of continued as such.
Yeah, that happens, don't it? I think when your confidence is that high, it does just
you
carry
just
you.
on a roll as such, aren't you?
Yeah.
And anyway, sort of that morning, no, sorry, I missed a bit. That Saturday night, a lad come round and said he reckons he's been baiting there. But obviously, this is my first. I've walked the lake loads, but I've never fished it. I've never seen anyone fishing it. And a sort of lad come round and said, I've been baiting in here, mate. I said, well, to be honest, mate, I said, I was none the wiser. I said, if I'd sort of known you was baiting, I wouldn't do it, because I don't like that. So I like to just bait and get left alone. And they come round Sunday morning, again, sort of said, I'm fishing here. I said, come to sort of an agreement that I'd sort of fish like the other point. Right. So that was the plan, I think, Wasp. I think then the following, obviously, packed up from there for midday. Nothing else happened, just looked bleak, the sun was up. I thought they were probably on the wind. And I think I'd come back up on, that Sunday, I packed up, put the kit in the van, took the leading rod round to the other swim I sort of fancied. I was leading about for hours and hours and hours. It was so weedy, and we had a massive crosswind, so trying to lead up in a massive crosswind just wasn't the one. And I found a spot eventually. I'd say a spot sort of you get a drop, and like a slowish,
sort of thing,
but it still wasn't great. But I thought bait. I thought they'd get on it. So I think cooked up a load of bait Sunday night. The Monday I come back, I think it was after work, spun the big, two big, like the fox was like 17 litres I think, fuck the big ones. So 2 of them out, so like 3 hours, but I was only fishing 10 wraps. So it was easy, like just spun that and then obviously catapult and throw sick and boilie. Come up on a Tuesday again, sort of looking round, and sort of a mate of mine lives local and he walks his dogs around there. So he said, see anything this morning? He said, there's a few fish off that point, like, but I don't know how far out. I said, right. I didn't tell him I'd been baiting at this point. I said, that's interesting. I'm thinking, they're on that bait already. They got to be. I sort of come back again Tuesday, mooched around a bit, sort of looked, and I see a few on the bait already. Literally a day later, there's on it. So I thought, I'll give them another bit. So I went round to the van, got another big bucket, spun that out. Same thing again Wednesday. Come up again, mooched around, baited more. So I thought they're having it. Still seeing like 1 or 2 shows. I'm thinking, this is happening. Like, but I didn't fish midweek up there. I was just doing the weekends. That was my plan. So it was a mission, but it was one of those lakes where you'd have to get there last thing at light, really, to get your rods out, because there's public around. So I remember sort of literally I was up every day just because I was just buzzing with them, thinking they're out there, it's happening, sort of baiting. I turned up. What happened? No, sorry. Friday night. No, I didn't fish Friday night to help my brother move because my brother moved out. Right. So I was meant to do that Saturday morning. And I thought, no, I'll do it Friday night, and then Saturday morning I can just go fishing. So I got up there midday Saturday. I remember we had a massive southeasterly pumping in. It was overcast. It was a couple of weekends ago. It was like real light. It looked bang on for it. I thought, this is the time. Like, didn't see anything. Got the rods out sort of midday. Spun the big bucket out. 2 big buckets out throughout the course of the day, evening. And sort of, I think it's probably about 9:30, 10. I've had a bite, sort of playing it, sort of come in playing 10, really all the way on the top, all the way in. It was like a low 20 common. I thought, happy days. And I had another rod back on the spot, didn't recast it. I mean, just on first light I'd seen a couple, but not sort of, if like 20 yards behind the spot. So I thought, I'm going to get another rod out there, because there's crays in this lake as well. So I thought, if they've been interfering with it, I thought I want to get a rig fresh bang out, because like I said, it was overcast. I thought I'd get a good chance of bites throughout the day. Sort of a few hours passed by, I didn't see anything after like first light shows, and then it was probably around 11:30. I was on the phone to my mate, and out of nowhere, like the left-hand rod was just ripped off. Just savage. The wind was pumping like left to right, and this fish was just stripping me like nothing, just kiting left against the wind. I was only fishing like 40 yards. I reckon the fish done about 100 yards in the take. I remember sort of playing it, just going like just heavy like lunges. Just I knew it was a good one deep down. Just heavy lunges, just going. Sort of come to a halt, ground, slowed down. I thought, for the braid, I thought it will cut through. Probably 2 or 3 minutes later, sort of come through, started cutting right again. Then it's gone back. They've sort of just zigzagging left to right the whole way in. Sort of, I probably only gained 40 yards, just zigzagging. Locked up again. I see it come up to the surface a bit, a big eruption. Then it sort of kited right. So like, the further you went left, it sort of come up to a sort of a shallow bay, if you like. It was a beach area, but it's a shallow bay. Then the right would be like deep open water. And it sort of started kiting through there. I remember it was just kiting like that, sort of left to right, quite a speed, probably still 120 yards out, so quite a long way out. And all of a sudden it just bang, I thought, it cut me off, just slack, literally didn't feel no kicks. It was just, all of a sudden it was kiting, next minute it was just slack. So winding in, thinking, it's cut me off, it must have cut me off. Brought the rig in, it sort of, the hook had just opened out slightly, so I was like, fuck's sake.
Oh no, that's right,
So I was a bit wounded from that, I'm not going to lie, and sort of, I remember my mate was coming down just for a tea, like, it's quite lonely on there, because like, you don't see anyone, so I thought, he said, I'll come round and see us. I said, alright mate, pop down for a tea. And that was probably about 12 o'clock. I didn't bother putting the rod back out. I just thought, if there is still fish out there, just leave it as one. So I thought, one's better than nothing, isn't it? You might put a lead out there and it might just go. Because, like I said, they're not pressured fish, so you don't know how they're going to react. He literally got down. He just come back from a week in France. He's gone about, this mate was having rippers after ripper. As he said that, the right-hand rod's gone. So I was like, fucking buzz. So obviously hit the rod. Fish has come up to the surface, big old exposure. I looked at my mate and said, is this happening? Like, he said, it's fucking happening. Like, I was like, blown away a bit. So I said, concentrate, and that got it in. Started pumping up on the top, literally the whole wind. I don't know what it is in that swim. Apart from that one I lost, everything just come up to the top. I thought it was weird. It's really deep water, but then sometimes deep water they do that, don't they? Just come up. Sort of carved around a bit. In there, I sort of had a band of weed, I say, like 30 yards out, but come above all that, locked up a bit, then come through and got it in the net, and I think it was 26, probably 27 pound, but real nice sort of scaly long thing.
Right, so that was what, 3 bites in like
3 bites in 2 nights. So I was like totally blown away.
Were you doing anything different? Sorry to cut in, like, were you doing anything different than what you were on Bradley's in terms of your approach? Or
same like massive bait, but I was fishing hinges on there. Like, I do like a big hinge, like bright ones, just like the lake I fished in the spring. I was doing really well on sort of like orange hook baits over like lots of seed and boiled it, everything really. I sort of took that to there. I was going to fish D-rigs, but like I said, the spot was it was right, but it still was a bit shitty. But I put a hinge out there, and it's still, I know I'd be fishing. So I had that one in the net, and that's by then done the photos of that. And I think that's probably 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right.
And then packed up, got another bucket of bait in, sort of buzzing, thinking, yep, it's happening. Like, got down. I think I left it up to the Tuesday then to bait up, come down again.
Yeah.
Seen another handful of shows out there in the area, so they're still there.
Yeah.
Put another bucket, maybe 2 buckets out. So I carried that through all the week. Every day I was coming up, because I thought, because I knew it was happening, I was just making sure I was there every night. Even if I wasn't baiting, I was there just looking.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they got to Friday, and I had the weekend, like. So
Right.
got there Friday. The first night I'd absolutely loaded it in like stupid amounts of bait. But I thought it's happening. Like, but I had sort of missed a bit. It went really hot, didn't it? Remember we had that last week or the week before? It went like stupid hot.
Yeah.
And the spot I was fishing was about 12 foot.
Right.
And the whole like the bays and that's were like 6-7 foot. I remember saying to my mate, I thought, I don't reckon they're going to be there this weekend, but I still felt confident of something because it was like I thought if it flattens off, they can end up anywhere, can't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I said, Friday night. Just gone midnight, I've had a bite. Sort of same up to the top again. Sort of the moon was sort of just coming through at that point. It wasn't a full moon, but it was just coming through, so you could see.
Yeah.
Just wallowing the whole way top in. Got it in there. It's probably about low 20, like mid fully.
Right.
Sort of buzzing.
Lovely.
Staked out in the water, sort of messing about. Got the rig I got a rig tied up, wrapped the rod up. I didn't put the rig out. Same thing, I had a rod out there.
Yeah.
So it must have been 20 minutes there. Didn't hear nothing. Looked up to the left, put the head torch on. So where's my net? The net's down. Fish is gone. I was a bit like, bloody hell. Shit happens. Just got back into bed with the ump a bit. It was only a 20, but from there, it was every catch was it was hard earned as such.
Yeah, special.
And then just on first light, I flicked the other rod out, and then had a bite on the remaining rod that was out from the previous evening. It was like a £10 mirror. So I was like, that's not really going to solve it. But I thought, oh, it is what it is, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then sort of sun come up, like I said, it was like 32 degrees, so it's ridiculously hot.
Yeah.
By sort of 9 o'clock, I knew my chance had sort of gone. So I drink quick.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, I suppose as well when it's when it gets that hot, it's just don't you? It's hard to escape, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's unpleasant, isn't it?
So I think I might have left. Yeah, so I left one rod out there, the retrap rod that I had from first light, and put out there. Yeah. The other rod I brought in, tied a fresh hinge up. Sort of baited throughout the course of the day, 2 big buckets, so I thought they were out there still having it. And then I think it's probably around 9 o'clock, I put the rods out. And I thought I'm going to give it a bit more back, because like the crays in there is like weird. In the margin I've seen more and more every night, so I thought they've got to be the same on the spot, like more and more's turning up as such.
Yeah.
And I sat, I probably put 2 buckets out throughout the day, and I thought I need to put more bait out there.
Yeah.
So I put another like 5 kilo out.
Yeah.
Saturday night, sort of going into Saturday night, sort of all quiet, nothing sort of. When we got up first light, I thought, oh fucking hell, I put too much bait in. Sort of not disheartened, but a bit like, oh, I've killed my chance in a way. And I was sort of looking around, didn't see anything. So I'd seen one sort of 100 yards to my left, but sort of more in the bay in the shallow water where I thought they'd be. So I was a bit like, I'm an iron. Anyway, sat there making a tea, just as you do in the morning, sort of 5:30, 6. One of the rods has gone. Straight away, sort of like powered off left, sort of. Obviously, the bay to my left was a lot weedier, sort of 100 yards out. It's gone straight for that weed, that big old weed bed up to the top. Locked up again, and then sort of, 2-3 minutes later, it's come up to the top, and then watered all the way in again. So I thought, got it in there, and sort of, I could see it was a big one, but you could see it spawned out.
Right.
It was like I think it's 31, I think, in ounces.
Okay.
Like real nice one, scale, like massive. The goblin is massive, like you fit your fist in there.
Yeah.
And then, I missed it with it. As I was playing that fish, as this kite left, I seen a really big fish show on the spot.
Right.
Over the remaining rod.
Spot?
Yeah, right on the spot. I thought, God, bloody hell. Sort of a bit like, cool, that's the one.
Yeah.
Got that fish in. See it was that fish. FaceTime my mate, said, oh, that fish. And he didn't say anything at the time, but sort of weighed it, done the first. I was buzzing with that, thinking, that's all I catch now, is sort of happy days.
Yeah.
Remember he texted me probably like probably about half an hour later, saying, oh, my mate had that the day before. My mate had the big one, sort of his mate had that, and then my mate had that one.
Yeah. Sort
of the big one in there as such.
Yeah.
So, right. Sent a few photos to other mates, and he said, oh, you're catching that big one. I said, nah. I said, I've only done that 4 nights. Anyway, sort of one rod left out there. Sort of just got back into bed, so like I said, I've been up sort of all morning.
Yeah.
Probably about, literally again, it seems to happen a lot. I get back into bed like 20 minutes and the rod's gone.
Yeah.
I've had sort of like a drop back, pick up, and then just a slow, steady take, sort of hit into it. And straight away the rod's just gone, hoofed over. And like, at the time, because there's a lot of weed and it was daytime, I'd always lock the clutches up. And it was just like, and the rod was going down. I just had to give it line, otherwise it's just football.
Yeah.
And I probably kited 20 yards to the left of the spot and then just solid.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, in the back of my mind, I thought it could be that one. Like, was it that one that just showed on the spot? Sort of panicking a bit, and then, you know, a bit shaky, like, and I remember the rod was just hoofed over, and hoofed over quite a lot, and just wasn't feeling anything. I was thinking, no, don't say it's gone, don't say it's gone. And I sort of slackened off a bit, and again, like a few like heavy lunges, slackened off a bit more, like the pressure, and it's just like 3 more lunges. Took a bit of line, and just come out, and it's just like his head's come up, and his like tails come up, and I thought, that's bloody long. It's like 3 foot apart, and I thought, fucking hell, like this, that's a big fish. And I sort of like turned his head, and it's come like head on towards me. I see the width of it, see my orange popper like right back in his gob, just like up to the surface. I thought, I know which one that is. But I sort of, at the time, I thought that could be that one. On the top of the hole, we're in like, sort of, it wasn't until it got 20 yards out and I see it sort of like twist and all the scales opened up. I thought, was that linear? There's a big linear in there, sort of like half linear. I remember saying to my brother, I said, I'm sure it's a big one. He's going, I just, you know, keep it coming, like, and I thought, no, it can't be the big one. I ain't that lucky, like. 10 yards out, sort of rolled again, come up to the surface. I thought, no, that is him. So that was it then, just absolute, just, you know, above all that weed, just cranking him in, got it in the net, looked at it, sort of knew it was it, but sort of rang me mate just to double check, and it was it. So put it in the sack, and that was like, probably about 9 o'clock then. Just I was going mental. I was sort of fucking. I was glad in a way, but I was almost a bit like sad. I thought I was come to an end so quick. All that effort, it's come to an end. I thought I felt a bit lost. And
I was going to say, what would you? Because I'd imagine you'd probably like allocated quite a bit of time to that campaign.
Well, sort of my plan was I was going to be on there until I caught it, but probably like. Well, probably about October, and then I'd put off, but I was there till I caught it, that fish. So to catch it for all night, and I was a bit sort of lost in a way. And they sort of cooked me breakfast, packed all my kit up on the barrow, rang a few mates, and like my mate Myles come down. When we sat there just on the bed chair, and like this lake, you can get away with fishing, but he wasn't really meant to be there. And obviously with the weather, there's a few paddleboarders out. I remember like this paddleboard was coming around the margin, and I had it sort of sacked up down to the right. His paddleboard was coming around, and he stopped. He sort of backed up and started looking round. Then he sort of looked up to me, Bud, and my mate. He said, crayfish trap. I said, yeah, crayfish trap, right down there. He started sort of like, went to sort of poke it with his oar. I said, no, don't poke it, like. He said, you crayfish fishing? I said, yeah, crayfishing, like. It tastes very good. He's some foreigner, like. I said, it tastes very good. I thought, get away from my fish, like. That's a 40-pounder in there, don't be poking that round with your bloody oar. And he sort of went off, and then sort of done the photos, like just looked absolutely mega, like done it in the sun. It just proper buzz start for that one. And sort of put it back and sat there for about another hour and sort of felt a bit lost. I thought, that's all over. Sort of where next? And then sort of mooched around. Now I'm always mooching around here. I'm always round here. Like, I'm never home. I'm always around the lakes. And I think the following weekend. Went sort of looked round another lake, sort of started getting bits going over there. So that's where we're up to now, really. Sort of nothing's happened as of yet, but
So what's the plan for that same thing there? There's obviously
same thing.
One fish you're after in there, or
there's 2 or 3 fish in there. Fair size.
Nice.
So
it's mad, isn't it? Because I suppose you never expect that to happen, do you?
Don't,
it's like you don't really have like a backup. You think, right?
You don't. You're all guns.
Full on.
I'm always like all guns blazing on that lake. I sort of forget about everything else, like literally everything else.
So I suppose. So what was it? Say it was the 4th night you had it.
4th night,
That's
in the end,
isn't it?
I think it's 8 bites in the end.
Landed
6. Lost 2.
Wow, that's amazing, isn't it?
So, it was good going, like.
So the place you're going on to now, is that just like a bit of a gap filler? Have you got any other places lined up sort of for next year?
I was going to go back to lake I fished in the spring, but then sort of thought about it, and I think I'm going to go back there next spring now.
Right.
But I think this one's just, sort of a gap filler, but depending on how well it goes would be.
I suppose you don't know.
There's fish worth catching in there, so I'm going to definitely give it my all. Sort of.
And I suppose you can't really answer that question knowing how well you've done on that other one.
That's it. It could be the same, or it could be 2 years slug rather than 2 weeks. You never know, do you? When you look.
Are there many to go out of this new one?
I've sort of known of like 8 or 9 fish, but it's relatively unknown. It's a massive lake, to be fair. Really big
lake.
Yeah.
Lovely.
But they're worth catching in there, so definitely be worthwhile.
You're going to be a busy boy again then.
Busy boy again, yeah. Sort of next 2-3 months I'll be flat out.
Yeah, I was going to say, so you probably like, or your dad had a little bit of time off cooking
Yeah,
some particle.
Dad will be cooking a bait up for me, no doubt. Put on, get the boilie and that going in.
Yeah, oh, brilliant, mate.
Yeah.
Obviously your last podcast had a load of decent feedback. That was nice to see as well.
Yeah.
So it's it's good, and I bet the bait company's pleased as well, aren't they, with how well you're doing? Is it DNA?
It was with DNA. I've just switched to sticky baits actually.
Okay.
I was with DNA, but it's sort of nothing against them. It's a good bait, and I caught a lot of fish on them. But as things move on, times changed, and then sort of got offered a good deal, and sort of like, obviously I was with thinking anyway, but sort of got offered a better deal, and sort of a package really. I thought I can get the bait, and this all sort of linked. So it's a no-brainer. Sort of the amount of bait I use, every little helps, isn't it? A bit cheaper, definitely. So,
how's work going as well?
Flat out. Right? I've changed jobs as well.
Have you?
Yeah, it's all been going on really.
Weeks, yeah, you have been a busy boy.
I was working for my uncle, but now I've just gone to work for like small builder. I prefer doing sort of more like private jobs, just like extensions. I hate site work.
Right.
I hate when they, PP gloves, hard at high vis, got the site foreman on your case all the time. I'd quite happy just get given a job and just one or two and just crack on with it at your own sort of pace as such.
Yeah. Is that fairly local? Because you're moving
it's all
as well,
local work, yeah, sort of moving to Siren, but it's sort of all within like half an hour of Siren really. So
nice.
It's ideal.
Yeah. God, you have been busy, mate.
I've been busy,
like a month.
I know, it's all changed really. Yeah, lots happened really.
Yeah, fair play. Yeah, to do all that and obviously get all that fishing in as well.
Yeah, still fishing night.
You must almost spend more time on your bed chair than you do on your bed.
I reckon I do, especially when I'm out in the week as well.
Yeah.
I do spend a lot of time out, but the effort, it pays
off,
doesn't it? Put the effort in, it does pay off.
Definitely. Like I say, all those trips.
Yeah.
Because even that was like, I suppose, nearly an hour, wasn't it, for you to hear initially? So all those trips, round trips, baiting, and just like you say, just being there, seeing the odd show here and there.
Not even fishing, just being there, it all pays off, doesn't it?
Yeah, it can add so much, just those little pieces of jigsaw in there. That's brilliant, mate. Well happy for you. Obviously, when you sent that picture, I was like, Christ, I thought that didn't take very long.
No, that's what I said to my mates. A few of my mates said, it won't be long, but they kind of always said, you're catching a few, it won't be long. But you just never know, do you?
Yeah, and the fact, obviously, you had that one as well, that seems to happen a lot, doesn't it? Like they go around in pairs, like a big and often has like a...
That's it, it's like his little mate as such,
that goes in first. Yeah, that's mad. So was it 8 bites, did you say?
8 bites,
4 nights?
Lost 2 in 4 nights, it was mad.
Yeah.
It was a busy few weeks. I'm going, like I said, I was there every night baiting. But actual fishing was 4 nights.
Yeah.
Crazy, really, when you think about it.
Do you think that first one that you had was off matey's spot if it was that clean then?
That's what he said. Like,
right.
Yeah, he did say, what he reckons is like he sort of sat around the beach and he said he lined me up. So he said, I'll come round in the morning and see how you're getting on.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell him. At first, I packed all my sling away and just thought, he come round and said, "Are you good, Matt?" Just a tench. Because I did feel bad because I'd hate someone to do that to me. So I won't tell him, I'll just leave it as that.
Yeah.
And he kept messaging me throughout the day. We know he wasn't a tench, mate. Just come on, tell me what you had. I still put it off. I didn't tell him. And then one of his mates that I sort of know of messaged me saying, "What did you have, Myles? Come on, tell me." I said, "Well, if you really want to know, I had a 35 common, but I didn't want to say anything."
Yeah.
And then it probably would have annoyed him, it would have annoyed me.
Course.
But sort of they understand.
But you weren't to know, were you?
That's
it's
it.
one of those things, isn't it?
That's
the risk that you take. Same as you, if you putting in a lot of bait, it could just be that he does different shifts and you just never see each other because you're never there at the same time.
Like I said, I've been there sort of all spring, not fishing, just walking, and I'd never seen an angler.
Yeah.
So it's none the wiser, really.
Yeah.
Sort of come to agreement. I left him and his mate to it there, and they left me to it down there.
What a good agreement that was.
That's right, it sort of paid off. Maybe if I sat in that stream, I wouldn't have caught it.
Yeah, things happen for a reason.
Definitely,
Yeah, nice. That's brilliant, mate.
Yeah, it was good.
I'll tell you what, you should maybe journal all this because it sounds like there could be a book in it, the way it's going.
I can't write, so I'm not very good at writing.
I don't know, get someone to write for you,
can you? Get someone to write for me.
I'm pretty sure half the people who've got books out in the angling industry have got someone to write for, haven't they? So, you just need to do all the notes and someone can put it together.
Yeah.
Fluff it out. Yeah, definitely, mate. Yeah, definitely scribble everything down as you go.
Yeah. A few more fish to catch yet, though,
that's what I mean. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're in the right place to do that, aren't you, mate?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, nice, mate. Okay, I reckon we'll wrap it up there because I've got like a long drive ahead of me now.
Yeah, so you've got a long drive ahead of you.
Yeah, and you're obviously going to be going mooching about as well.
Yeah, I'll be mooching and baiting tonight.
Yeah, cool. Okay, I'll say we'll definitely keep in touch because it's local. Yeah. It's good to have like a mini series going, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Sort of on the go as such.
Yeah, all right, mate. Right, we'll wrap it there.
Cheers, Dom.
Thanks, Myles.
Cheers, mate.